Okay, so I'm going to be reviewing the AISITIN solar-powered fountain pump. Okay. So I've already got both of them set up. I have one set up with just the tubing, so you can see how far the water can go, depending on whatever type of water feature that you're using. You might want it to go about, more than just a few inches. So got that set up. And the second one I have set up with one of the fountain heads that were in the packaging. Okay. And I saw some of the reviews on there stating that the tubing doesn't work, it doesn't fit. You do have to apply some pressure to fit the tubing on there. It is a tight fit, which is great. You won't have a bunch of water leaking out at the bottom. Okay. I recommend when you are setting up your fountains to have these turned over out of the sun, so that, because as soon as it hits the sun, these motors start up, and you don't want to run the motor on without water. Okay. So I'm going to turn the one with the tubing over first. And you see immediately the water starts flowing. So I'm going to say at least at about, you have a good 3 feet. So these are small fountains, but they work great. I don't see any issue with this being in a very 3-foot tall water feature. Okay, I'm going to turn this one back over. So I'm going to test out the second one, but just using one of the water heads, the fountain heads that were in the packaging. Okay, so immediately the water is flowing. And I say with this one, it is about at 2 feet with this particular fountain head. Okay, so both of these right out of the packaging working well. I do recommend having these, especially if you have a bigger yard and don't want to run a power cord where you place these. So definitely a good buy. You're getting 2 for the price of 1.
I'm showing the solar fountain pump from AISITIN. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. It comes with instructions, a very long hose. I'm very inexperienced at using these kind of things. So this is not going to be a great example, but there it is in my little bucket. I'm just testing it out. I don't have a setup yet for it. Spring is just really here, so I can start working my garden, which is a mess. But anyways, the more sun you have on the solar panel, the more strength to the water. So this, it doesn't have a way to put it up on anything, so I have to figure that out. I'm sure I will eventually. It has several connectors. Most of them are in the water because I was testing them out, but they're easy to put on. It does take 2 hands though, especially if you use this little thing that attaches to these flatter ones. The cord is really long between the pump and the solar panel. Really a lot of cord there, so that's good. So I'm probably going to put this in some kind of setup right here in my garden. I have a table set up here for like writing and hanging out, playing games, whatever, while watching hopefully hummingbirds this spring and summer. And I think I'm going to set this probably here on this table and, well, set it up somehow on this table or in here in one of the garden's beds. So it's a mess. But this will be a nice addition once I really get to play with it and figure it out, hopefully soon. I'm happy with this. And it's even working with it getting wet. As long as it's getting plenty of sunshine. That is pretty powerful. Kind of want to use it in my pool somehow when that's set up. As you can see, it works, but without much stream coming out. There's also not a break in the line to be able to feed it through a smaller hole to make it work without the cable showing. The solar panel does not have a stand. There's no frame. It doesn't look very durable. But it does pump a little bit of water. But the sun has to be shining on it. It does not have a battery backup. This thing is so freaking cool. I don't know if you could see. And it has different like attachments and stuff, so there's like different streams that it can do. And literally all it is just solar powered. Great. Love it. Just listen. Beautiful.
It's a bit cloudy. It looks like it's doing its work.
Okay, so here's the packaging it came in. And here is the solar panel. And there's my fountain. Isn't that awesome? Thanks, Amazon. I will tell a lot of people about this one. Bye.
This is what it's like when the sun is not directly on the solar panel. And then this is what it's like when the sun hits it. Notice there's water splashing over.
How do you like it?